Good morning. A new member has joined the Greensboro Police Force. Meet their new fluffy officer.
You may have seen some new additions zooming across campus, how they can deliver food to you.
Toys for Tots has kicked off, how you can make a difference in the community. Now get that coffee ready and open up those eyes. You're waking up with Cardinal weather.
From Ball State Unified Media, you're waking up with Cardinal weather, live from the Ball State Weather Center.
Good Friday morning to you. You're waking up with Cardinal weather. I'm Libby Kleemeyer.
And I'm Olivia Slonaker.
A long-awaited announcement has made as Indiana State Police arrested and charged a man in connection with the 2017 Delphi murders of Abby Williams and Libby German.
We learned Monday that Richard Allen has already made his initial court appearance. He's being held without bond.
I am proud to report to you that today, actually last Friday, was the day.
In the small town of Delphi, Indiana, the investigation of a double murder that has gone unsolved for 5 years is finally taking a step in the right direction. An arrest has been made in connection to the Delphi murders of teenagers Abigail Williams and Liberty German. This morning, Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter announcing the arrest of Richard M. Allen of Delphi on 2 counts of murder. No other information was released as the documents are sealed, but police did say his pretrial is set for January 13th, while the actual trial is set for March 20th, 2023. While an arrest has been made, officials say the investigation is far from over.
We are going to continue a very methodical and committed approach to ensure that if any other person had any involvement in these murders in any way, that person or persons will be held accountable.
The arrest marks a huge milestone as it was used to recognize the dedication of the task force working on the case.
I really believe that Abby and Libby would be proud of you for standing strong, even in the face of immense pressure and perpetual criticism. Some of these individuals have postponed retirement, passed on promotional opportunity, have dedicated personal time away from their families, given up nights, weekends, and holidays, all while in the pursuit of accountability.
Abby and Libby set out on a hike at the Delphi Historic Trails during a day off from school on February 13th, 2017, but they never returned. A massive search began after the teens failed to meet Libby's dad that afternoon for a ride home. 18 hours later, their bodies were found in the woods close to an abandoned railroad bridge that they'd been photographing during their hike.
And stay with Newsweek Indiana as we bring you the latest on the investigation into the Delphi murders. Stay updated on air or online at ballstatedaily.com.
If you're on campus, be sure to make way for the new robot delivery zooming around campus. The robots, officially known as Starships, began delivering food Tuesday. Students, faculty, and visitors will be able to use these robots to deliver to and from on-campus dining locations by downloading the Starship app. As of right now, users can order from select food stands in the Atrium, Woodworth, Student Center, and North Dining. After picking a delivery location, users can place their order, track it, and meet the robot outside once it's arrived. The university, as well as Starship Technologies, are excited for this launch.
Representing University Dining, we're so excited to have the Starship robots rolling out yesterday and launching and delivering to the university community.
Currently, we're looking at about a dozen different merchants to start off with, and of course, there's promise of more eventually down the road.
For right now, Starship only accepts credit or debit, but Cardinal Cash and Dining Plus are in the works. Delivery hours are from 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., but times are also subject to change.
Greensboro Police Department has gained a new tool on their force. Newslink Indiana's Tara Konieczny has the story.
Chaotic, fast, and extremely sarcastic.
Those are a couple words Officer Don Money uses to describe his colleague at the Greensboro Police Department, who has 4 legs, 1 floppy ear, and is a pit bull.
He works so hard. He works harder than I do.
Life wasn't always easy for Canine Jasper. He was hit by a car, adopted out, and returned many times to animal shelters from people that didn't want him.
We took a chance, and I tell you what, I wouldn't trade Jasper in for nothing.
Days away from being euthanized, someone saw something more in Jasper and wanted to give him another chance at life. An organization called the Throwaway Dogs Project took Jasper in to train him to become a drug detection dog.
In our case, Jasper, he wants to work. He wants to find narcotics. So
ASPCA shelter data found that the number one intake breed is pit bulls at animal shelters across the states. They are also the most euthanized.
don't underestimate, that breed. They're not alley dogs, or they're not the junkyard, dogs. They're intelligent.
Jasper is the first canine to ever be a part of the Greensboro Police Department and the first pit bull to be a law enforcement canine in Indiana. Money hopes this isn't the last time he will see this breed doing police work.
I think he's made me a better officer for sure. And then on top of it, he's made me get more knowledgeable about narcotics.
In Greensboro, Indiana, Tara Konieczny, NewsLink, Indiana.
You can follow K9 Jasper on his TikTok and Instagram at k9.jasper.
Toys for Tots is a charity that accepts donations for families in need. It collects toys and gives them directly to registered families this holiday season. Families are able to register at the Salvation Army on November 1st through the 4th and 8th through the 11th. Registration hours are from 10 a.m. to noon and 1 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., along with extended hours on Tuesdays until 7 p.m. Along with the partnership with the Salvation Army, the Fire Department has recently partnered with the Meridian Health Services and the Department of Children's Services to expand the help for the community.
Now we've reached out and we're working with DCS and Meridian Services here in Delaware County, just trying to get a further reach for our program and help more people.
To learn more, visit the City of Muncie's website. Now, I am very excited for all those toys to get all those children to get some of their toys, but the Christmas temperatures aren't really here in Indiana, and especially in Muncie, but are we expecting them anytime soon? Eric?
Well, definitely not here in Muncie, but it could be coming later on this month. Although right now it's looking pretty nice outside. It feels much more like October rather than early November. Right now temperatures are pretty mild. Temperatures around 59 degrees here in Muncie, 53 degrees here in Annapolis, and 54 degrees here in Bloomington. It's quite mild outside, even though it's early November. And as you head through the next 8 hours, we're expecting the temperatures to quickly warm up to the low 70s by the time we do get to this afternoon. Temperatures are looking phenomenal for day today for early November standards. And even for this time of year, temperatures are today's high is actually expected to reach a high of 75 degrees for your high today, which is way above average, which is also near the record of 77 degrees, which is set back in 2003. And with temperature today, we're expected to either get near that record or even break it, possibly later today, if we do reach that temperature at all. And this is also like 20 degrees above our average temperature this time of year, which is around 57 degrees. So this is quite a stark contrast from that. The temperature is feeling much more like it's early October than later November. And coming up, we're going to be talking about, again, some showers returning for day tomorrow as the system does move in, along with some gusting winds also possible along with that as well, with the return of some warmer temperatures to also continue even past that time frame as well. All this coming up in my full weather forecast later on.
Thanks, Eric. And just ahead, new 911 call evidence in the Uvalde shooting investigation.
And why doctors fear this upcoming flu season could be the worst. That's after your weather now.
Welcome back. The current time is 8:10 and you're taking a live look outside of the Cooper Science Building.
Absolutely. Let's toss it to Ryan with national weather. Ryan?
Yes. You see that we have been dealing with warmer temperatures in the east and cooler temperatures in the west. Well, here's the evidence right here that that's the possibility. We have 59 degrees here in Muncie, but take a look at Billings. We have 28 degrees over there in Billings at this hour, 24 in Denver. And then look at Dallas at 73 degrees in Dallas. More on Dallas and Denver in just a moment. But I just want to tell you that the highs today are not going to be too much different from these lows. So they're going to be only in the 40s out here in the plains. But then out here in the east, you're going to see that 72 degrees in Atlanta, 74 in Pentecostal, and 74 degrees in Cincinnati. And tomorrow, that warm air moves a little further north. As you're going to see, they're going to be in the 50s, but still cool out here in Billings, and Seattle still out there, cool at 47 degrees. Now, Dallas, you're going to see that we have a severe weather risk, because they're going to be in a marginal risk, or actually in a moderate risk of severe weather. As you see that we are also going to be in parts of Texas and Oklahoma, they're going to be in a slight risk of severe weather. And you see that those severe weather is going to be an impact as well as we go through today. And tomorrow's going to move slightly east, as you're going to see down here New Orleans and Mississippi is going to be in a marginal risk, and parts of the Northwest is going to see that as well. Now, of course, we wonder what's going to be the threat. We got damaging winds, we're going to see hail, and we're also going to be seeing heavy rain. We also have the slight risk of tornadoes as well with that severe weather as well. And we're going to also be dealing with wind advisories and stuff. We're also going to be dealing with winter storm warnings that you see in parts of the mountains as well. You're going to see that we're dealing with snow. 2 to 4 inches of snow is going to be a threat for most of the area. You see that we do see that snow here in parts of Denver, and also going to be seeing some of those showers in parts of the plains here as well. That's your national weather, and back to you all at the desk.
Thank you, Ryan. Parents in Uvalde, Texas are reacting to newly obtained 911 calls that show their daughter calling for help as the gunman opened fire at Robb Elementary this past May. In the call, which we want to warn you is difficult to hear, the young girl begs the operator, quote, "Please hurry," quote, as she's trapped in one of the classrooms.
Excerpts from the 911 call are being played here with the approval of the girl's parents. As Ivan Rodriguez reports, the calls are crucial to understanding the full scope of what some claim that law enforcement failed to do that day.
Hello. I'm calling with the police. Are you okay? No, there's a school shooting.
Moments after a gunman entered Robb Elementary School on May 24th, shooting survivor Chloe Torres called 911, a call that should have ended any doubt that the gunman was an active threat.
I'm in classroom. What's the classroom number? 1012. 112. 112. 112, yes, ma'am.
What's your name, ma'am?
Chloe Torres, please hurry. There's a lot of dead bodies.
376 law enforcement personnel responded to the school. It took authorities 40 minutes after Chloe called until a strike team confronted the gunman. The shooter was left for a total of 77 minutes. The Department of Public Safety acknowledges mistakes were made, including the response time, but insists the department as a whole did not fail the community.
Just no words can describe the feeling.
Chloe's parents are speaking out after hearing her pleas for help.
The officers didn't want to go in because they said we're waiting for armor or backup. You know, all the kids didn't have backup in there. Nobody had armor in there.
Although her daughter survived the shooting, they say that day changed her life.
A lot of those kids actually that day, in my opinion, stopped being kids that day.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
We are sending our condolences to the families impacted by this tragedy.
And will continue to share information as investigations continue.
During the Parkland school shooter's penalty phase, a group of grieving mothers, fathers, siblings, cousins, and friends delivered victim impact statements through tears to the jury.
Listen to me, defender. I am broken. All of us. Now we are broken.
You're making the mental health crisis in America worse by misrepresenting what actually happened to the Parkland murderer.
The defense case convinced 3 of the 12 penalty phase jurors life was the appropriate punishment for shooting and killing 17 Marjory Stoneman Douglas staff and students on Valentine's Day, 2018. In Florida, a choice of death must be unanimous. Shooter Nicholas Cruz received his life sentence.
Pfizer announces the end of what they are calling a promising trial for its RSV vaccine, and the company is set to submit data for FDA approval. Now, if approved, we could be seeing the inoculation in young parents by next winter. Mike Valerio has the latest.
Looking back at pictures, you could see it in her eyes that they were just like puffy. I was in panic mode. It was terrifying.
As pediatric hospitals across the country still see an above average number of hospitalizations due to respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, Pfizer is announcing the end of its trial for the RSV vaccine and says it's ready to submit its data to the FDA by the end of the year. The news welcomed by doctors.
This actually is very significant, and especially because we are seeing right now the struggles that we can have as a community.
In the Pfizer study, not yet published or peer-reviewed, 7,400 pregnant participants were given a single shot of the vaccine during the late second to third trimester of their pregnancies. Pfizer says the vaccine was 82% effective at preventing severe illness in babies and 70% effective in preventing severe RSV in infants for 6 months.
In the RSV vaccine, that will be a different category of vaccines. That would be one that will be protecting the mom and, most importantly, the newborn.
Children's hospitals remain filled with virus patients due to RSV. Brittany Rivera's 6-year-old son had to wait hours just to see a doctor.
Just having him not be able to actually get good rest is the worst because he's so tired and he can't sleep very well.
Pfizer also saying that they're making headway with positive results in an ongoing trial of the same vaccine for older adults. I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Pfizer's RSV vaccine will be the first one in 2 decades.
In just a moment, Newslink Indiana's John Kleemeyer and Max Robson are live with a preview of the IHSAA state finals.
And your local weather after a message from Mitz.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitz will take you there.
Welcome back. The time is currently 8:17 and you're taking a live look outside the Cooper Science Building.
And it looks just beautiful out there. And it's been beautiful the last few days here on campus, just in time for tomorrow's IHSAA state finals.
Newslink Indiana's John Kleemeyer and Max Robson join us outside Worthen Arena with a preview.
Hey guys, volleyball state finals are here on Ball State's campus. Let's take a look at the 4 matchups that will take place inside Worthen Arena tomorrow. In the Class A state championship, Tecumseh, 31-4, will verse off against Fort Wayne Blackhawk Christian, 33-4. In the Class 2A state championship, Linton Stockton, 28-5, will verse Wapahani, 31-5.
Yeah, and in the Class 3A state championship, Providence versus Belmont, both are 30-6 on the year. In the Class 4A state championship, Yorktown versus Hamilton Southeastern. Yorktown is 34-2. Hamilton Southeastern is 33-1. Now, 2 of these matchups are taking place from Delaware County. Yorktown from Delaware County, Wapahani from Delaware County. Let's take a look at both those teams and see what they've done this season. Yorktown, they've made it to the state finals 8 times, 5 wins, so they've won most of their matchups. They lost to Hamilton Southeastern earlier in the season on September 6th in 5 sets, 3-2. But besides that, they've been pretty dominant, 28 shutout wins. They've been really, they're looking to come into this game. Hamilton Southeastern, though, like we said before, they've only lost 1 game this entire season. So they're also looking to push almost for that perfect season going into this game. But it's going to be a close one. Max, what do you have for Wapahani?
So Wapahani right now is ranked 23rd in the state, also looking for state championship number 6 in their 8th finals appearance ever. So they haven't played against Linton Stockton this season, but they are 9-0 in conference play this season. Linton Stockton is 60th in the state, so Wapahani is seen as a favorite, but anything can happen inside Worthing Arena tomorrow. So let's take a look at the times and schedules you can see to watch these matchups tomorrow. In the Class A state championship, Tecumseh versus Fort Wayne Blackhawk Christian. That'll be at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. At 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, you can see the Class 2A state championship, Linton Stockton versus Wapahani.
Yeah, and the 3A state championship at 4:30 p.m. You can catch that one, Providence versus Belmont. Like I said before, both 30-6, so that one's probably going to be a good matchup. And at 7 p.m., the one we were just talking about, Yorktown versus Hamilton Southeastern. Number 1 and 2 clash off at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. So, Max, like we said, these two teams from Delaware County, Yorktown, Wapahani, who do you have winning those two matchups?
So, with Linton Stockton versus Wapahani, I think it's going to be a good game, but I do think Wapahani's just going to have the edge over them. And I don't see Wapahani losing this one, but it's going to be a very close one. With Yorktown versus Hamilton Southeastern, I'm going to have to go with Hamilton Southeastern. They've only had one loss on the season, and it was their first game, so they're on a major win streak. I just don't see them losing it.
Yeah, so I agree with you for Wapahani. I think they're just a better team all around. They're looking to push for that state title. They're wanting to come in here, not far away, just basically down the road. So I think they're going to win that one. And Yorktown, I'm going to have to disagree. I think Yorktown's going to pull that one out. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, John and Max. Now let's send over to Eric with a look at local weather.
Thank you. Right now it's looking pretty nice outside right now. Only a few clouds in our area from time to time, but looking like a gorgeous start to our Friday for much of our area. Even look at the wide view right now, looking at beautiful weather for much of the region too. That's all thanks to this high pressure system sitting right here in portions of the southeast right now. And also some showers out to our west. We aren't expecting these to pack us until the day tomorrow, as there's some showers to move in. Also, there's this potential for severe weather out to our west as well. But luckily for us, we won't have to worry about that for today, or even for tomorrow as well. As for us, it will be mainly just a shower threat, and also a wind threat as well. And speaking of wind, we do have a wind advisory in place for much of our area for today tomorrow, as the National Weather Service has placed most of Indiana under risk for strong winds for today tomorrow, from 8 a.m. tomorrow to 8 p.m. tomorrow evening, which means that winds could be in excess of 45 miles per hour at times. So if you have long furniture outside, make sure you take that inside so you don't get blown around during the day tomorrow. And right now, temperatures aren't too bad outside right now. Temperatures around 59 degrees here in Muncie, 53 degrees here in Indianapolis, and 60 degrees down here in Terre Haute. So not looking too bad outside for November morning, although it's quite warm out there for early November, as I mentioned earlier. And we're only expected to get warmer today. Temperatures are expected again to reach near record levels for your day today. And for tonight, we're taking those temperatures drop down to a low of 62 degrees. 62 degrees, which again is above our average high of 57 degrees for a 7-year. So it'll be quite a warm evening for your night tonight. So if you're heading out tonight, you won't have to worry about that jacket, as it was looking pretty mild for night tonight. Although clouds, it will become a little cloudy as we head through the night tonight. And as you check out those rain changes for you for day tomorrow, for day today, we're expecting lots of sunshine through the day today, with some clouds beginning to increase by this evening. And overnight, Friday night into Saturday morning, we're expecting it to become cloudy for area. And by Saturday morning, we'll see rain chances begin to sweep back into our state. And this will be driven by that wind threat as well. With those winds, we'll be seeing those showers move quickly through the state during the day tomorrow. By tomorrow morning, we're again seeing those showers move through Muncie, and by tomorrow afternoon, seeing those ranges begin to gradually move off to our east. And by the evening hours, we'll see those ranges again wrap up for our area. And then as we do head through days Sunday, we're expecting that sunshine to return as the system does move out of here, just in time for you to enjoy your second half of your weekend. And also, speaking of Sunday, daylight savings does come to an end on Sunday morning at 2 a.m. in the morning, meaning that if you're heading to bed Saturday night, make sure you turn those clocks back because daylight savings does come to an end on Saturday night. And as you head further down the road, you're wondering, will these warmer temperatures continue? Well, unfortunately, not for long, as those warmer than average temperatures will wrap up by the middle of November, as this cooler pattern does seem to resume by then. And then looking at the 7-day for you, again, expecting lots of sunshine for much of the next week, even though the shower chances for the day on Saturday. But other than that, looking at like a gorgeous next 7 days for much of our area as well.
Thank you, Eric. In just a moment, the Powerball has reached its second highest amount in history. How you can get your hands on a ticket.
And we have a rundown of Starbucks holiday changes. That's after your weather now.
From the heart of Ball State to the heart of your community, NewsLink Indiana brings you local and state news you care about. We pride ourselves with giving you the most reliable news coverage, stories that affect you, linking you to the community each night on air and online. NewsLink Indiana, bringing news to the heart of your community.
Welcome back. The Powerball lottery jackpot is now $1.5 billion after 39 drawings with no jackpot winner.
According to Powerball, the cash value of the prize will be roughly $745.9 million. The winning numbers for Wednesday's Powerball drawing for an estimated $1.2 billion were 2, 11, 22, 35, and 60, with a Powerball of 23. No ticket matched all 6 numbers. The next drawing is tomorrow and is the second largest jackpot in Powerball history. The biggest Powerball jackpot of all time was about $1.5 billion in January of 2016.
Now that could be a nice holiday gift, as market research firm IRI predicts this year's Thanksgiving meal could be about 13.5% more costly than last year. The company compared retail prices for some Thanksgiving foods like, of course, turkey and other meat, baking essentials, beverages, and side dishes. Promotions in the coming weeks could help lower the cost.
A farm near St. Louis is flipping the script for turkeys for Thanksgiving Day. Instead of offering them for dinner, they're available for cuddles. Steve Harris has the story.
November means it's time to talk turkey. So I took a drive to Dittmer, Missouri to a place called the Gentle Barn.
The Gentle Barn is a national nonprofit organization that rescues severely abused, neglected, and unwanted farmed animals. We provide them with sanctuary for the rest of their lives, and then we work with them to bring comfort and healing to people.
Here you'll find pigs, donkeys, ducks, and cows. Sorry, but the star of this month's show, the turkeys, Neptune and Smudge.
Hey, Smudge.
Christine is like the turkey whisperer, if you will.
Hi. Hi. Having a good day? Yeah. You talking?
And on Thanksgiving Day, she's inviting the public to come by for a cuddle.
The female turkeys love to cuddle and form close relationships. Our turkey specifically, we have a turkey that loves to be held and sit in your lap. So they really enjoy all of the attention.
For a donation to help the barn's rescue efforts, visitors can book a time to hug, hold, pamper, and pet a turkey. You can even feed them, which for the turkey is a welcome change. Now, this is the kind of story that begs for a little reporter involvement, right? So since I've never actually cuddled with a turkey, why not now? Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. You pet her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good girl.
There's something soothing and comforting about this, I gotta tell you. I marked that off my bucket list. Steve Harris, News 4.
Now, I don't think I'll be ready to cuddle a turkey, but I am totally ready for Christmas. And Starbucks is also ready. They unveiled their new holiday cups, an annual tradition now in its 25th year. Customers can have their hot beverages served in one of 4 festive cup designs. Now, no new drinks are being added this year, but you can enjoy the usual peppermint mocha or chestnut praline latte, or my favorite, the sugar cookie latte. And let's look at Eric for a final look at weather.
Okay, once again, look at that weather forecast for you. Again, beautiful weather. Looking for much of the next week. Besides those shower chances for tomorrow, which will be windy, make it feel kind of cruddy out there. But besides that, enjoy the awesome weather out there. It will be quite nice outside.
Awesome. Thank you, Eric. And that's all for Cardinal Weather this Friday morning. Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you next Friday. Have a great rest of your day and a fantastic weekend.